Hello. So we probably were figuring on you being a little more buzzed than you are right now, but we're Chris and Rebeka. We're in Miami. We didn't grow up there, but we live there now, and we want to tell you a little bit about the narratives we tell about the places we live and about our journey learning to love the city we call Miami.
So we assume you learn most of what you know about Miami from this guy, and we're happy to report that Scarface is a great movie, but the coke trade has slowed down a little bit since the 80s. We are still a sunny place for shady people. We had 4 mayors indicted last year.
You may remember that when a Florida alligator walked into a Walmart, SNL commented that it wasn't surprising because an alligator walking into a Walmart is the state flag of Florida.
This is true, and you're probably going to recognize this guy. You may even hate him, but guys, he is our Springsteen. I mean, Pitbull is Mr. 305. He's now Mr. Worldwide. He was a fade bro from Miami, and he's stuck by his city the whole time.
And, you know, Miami is one of these places that has a kind of absurdist narrative sometimes because it's a very young city. It's only 100 years old. More than half of the population is foreign-born, and it's looked very different very frequently throughout its history. It's also a place that's always been a place of temporariness, a frontier town, and it's starting to become one of permanence. But things do work a little differently. One thing is that everybody has a guy, a special person you call for weird things. Nobody else knows him. Miami's a hustler town. Everybody's got somebody you call for whatever weird task you need, and nobody's guy is the same. It's super secret.
And everything in Miami is a suggestion. We have some of the strictest building codes in the country because of hurricanes, and it's really hard to find a house in Miami without an illegal garage apartment. Trust me on this, I really tried. We even have our own sense of time. I mean, if someone tells you in Miami that dinner's at 7, you're not eating till 10, and that's okay. Our friend Sandra said, I love in Miami when they tell you mañana, and you're like, mañana what year?
And so Miami's also got an amazing food pyramid. Croquetas, which is meat and cheese in fried dough. Pastelitos, cheese or meat in fried dough. Empanadas, meat and spice in fried dough. We have a very strong meat and cheese and fried dough game in Miami.
We do, but we eat healthy too. You guys probably pay $3 or $4 for a mango, but I cannot give these things away in the summer. So if you want to work out a shipping arrangement after the talk, just hit me up.
Miami is also a place where nobody gives a shit about your resume. One of the things we find when we talk to locals is that they really value this idea that it's more about your passion project than about your career. It's a place where you feel like if you have an idea, you want to build something, people are going to help you with that, and it's not so much about what your job title is, it's about what you want to build. And in fact, a lot of our cultural institutions began as side projects. This is the wall cast at the New World Symphony, started as a side project of an orchestra director. Now we all get outside together and watch the orchestra at a picnic. We have a poetry festival called Oh Miami, one of the world's largest, also began as a side project. We find that people love this idea of an open city where they can sort of build and write on the future of the city themselves, and that it engages them in that. But we also find that journalism and media aren't always very helpful in helping people engage with that moment.
Yeah, we really saw this a lot last summer when the New York Times ran a piece about our city from a woman who grew up in Miami but had been gone for, I don't know, a couple decades. And she came back on vacation to cover us. And she basically declared our city devoid of cultural life and intellectual life, although we had grown up a little. This was like, kind of upsetting to most of us because we were working really hard to make our city somewhere cool and fun to live. And from what we could tell from this article, she went to like 4 places: the airport, her spa on Miami Beach, Lincoln Road Mall, and then back to the rental car center at the airport. And, that's cool. There's no problem criticizing Miami. We can get on board with that. But our friend Scott had a great point here that really shows that she probably missed out on a more compelling narrative. And what we're really interested in is helping people in our city to feel proud of what they're doing and to help people outside of our city to know that cool things happen here.
And, we wanted to share a little bit about the Miami that we've come to know and love because it's amazing sort of how much the local journalism media scene didn't help us engage with that. And we don't want it to. Obviously, it's not going to replace human networks, but we are living in this moment of tremendous energy around local and around cities. And we know that we can be useful to that we can be useful to helping people kind of learn to love the places that they live and learn to make them better and connect with those moments. And you're probably all thinking of the cities you live in. How can we help connect people to that? How can we be a service for that kind of connection?
So every city has its pitbull and its croqueta and its mangoes, and we hope you find your local wherever you are. And when you're in Miami, hit us up. We'd love to take you around town. Dale.